I'm so upset. I'm so tired of her, bro. Why are people still supporting Melanie Martinez?
She's a horrible person.
How is that allowed?
How are you still her fan?
I don't want to support her. I don't like her.
Melanie Martinez is in hot water once again. Her fans are coming after her. Not all of them, but some of them are furious. Some of them, even the most loyal ones who have bought almost all of her merch, are angry. They're saying they'll no longer support her.
At the end of the day, she's a horrible looking person.
And Melanie has had a lot of different controversies. I've had many different videos on them, so you're probably wondering, why are so many of her fans mad at her for this? It must be something very, very bad, right? Well, it's actually a kind of difficult situation.
The first time Melanie released a perfume, it was Crybaby perfume, which has become infamous because of how expensive it's gotten.
This situation is difficult because her fans either love and rejoice at this news recently that she's released, or they're becoming anti-fans and they don't support her anymore. It's a really strange situation. Imagine wearing a shirt you bought knowing your choice to buy it is the reason a father doesn't have to tell his 2 daughters there's nothing to eat today. That is the reality if you buy a shirt from my Shopify shop. You can purchase a shirt or sweatshirt at a reasonable price with completely free shipping with a beautiful design on it, and the profits will directly go to a Palestinian family that needs it. A father who's broken his arm and desperately needs to feed his 2 daughters. Sure, it's easier to turn away from this ad, ignore it, and purchase a shirt for a similar price, or you can be the reason his daughters don't go hungry tonight. You may be wondering, so how did this all begin? Well, a few weeks ago, Melanie released on her Instagram that she was recreating her perfumes that she sold, the Crybaby bottle perfumes.
The Crybaby perfume is here, you guys. If you did not sign up for the waitlist, then you did not get this perfume. But those of you who did sign up for the waitlist, you got priority access. And yes, it is only limited to 2 bottles per person. So no, I cannot get my 5 to 10 bottles y'all are mad about.
Buckle up, this video is insane. It's filled with different scams, fans constantly attacking each other, and a lot more. Is Melanie the correct one in this controversy? Is she undeserving of this recent hate? Well, we'll see.
Baby Perfume Milk by Melanie Martinez is coming back. I just got my email that I can pre-order. I have never checked out so fast. They are kind of taxing for it though, $175 US, but this one is 100 ml. The original one was 75 ml, so you're getting a little bit more. But we gotta remember, the original was released for like $45, although it was back in 2016.
So the design is kind of cute. It's a little bottle and it comes in a cute little package, and the last time this perfume was released, it was a little bit smaller, was in 2016. So literally 10 years ago. So longtime fans were super hyped because they had to buy them off of eBay before, and as we know, people on eBay selling old stuff would charge way too much.
Melanie Martinez is re-releasing the Crybaby perfume. If you go on their Instagram story right now, there's going to be this little sign me up page, which takes you here, guys. They're bringing back some Crybaby perfume. Now, if you guys have never heard about this perfume, it's the very first fragrance Melanie Martinez has ever created, and it resells for over $700.
And I've seen multiple TikToks now where people are like, yeah, I just bought one of the bottles a few weeks ago for $600 on eBay and it was half full, and now she does this. So a lot of them were like, dang it, if only I saw this sooner. So overall, when I first heard this news, I thought everyone was going to be excited about it, but dang, was I wrong.
My first flop is a Melanie Martinez perfume. I'm just kidding. But I do wish that it was re-released, and honestly, it's so sad to me that it'll never be recreated because like the manufacturer or something like shut down. There's so many like dupes of it, but like nobody can get it spot on.
So before we get into all the controversy surrounding this and really get into that, let's firstly talk about how this became such a big deal, because most of you are probably thinking it's just a little bottle of perfume. Well, the original one 10 years ago, the manufacturer shut down. Melanie's explained in an interview, so they can't get the exact thing again. So that's why it's kind of such a big deal, is they never thought they could get this again. But 10 years later, the fans can now once again buy this.
Hey, what up?
I'll give you another. This is a sneak peek that nobody knows about. Okay. So people have been asking about the Crybaby perfume restock, and we can't do that just because the manufacturer doesn't exist anymore. So we can't remake those scents, unfortunately. That fragrance is just forever immortalized as this amazing thing that will never exist again.
So I suppose when she announced this, people were like, yes, my perfume is even more valuable. And so they instantly went to eBay and priced it out like $1,000. Let's look at some of these insane prices. And so some absolutely rejoiced, they were cheering, but that did not last long before the hate came in. Some people began to say things like, oh, she's going broke, this is why she's doing this, she said she'd never bring it back, but now she is, she must be going broke. But most people were more concerned about the price.
A reminder for anyone that thinks that the restock of the Crybaby perfume is a good or decent price for 100 milliliters. Billie Eilish is selling both of her perfumes at 100 milliliters, the newest one for $90, and her original one for like $78. And then, even then, she gives you the option to get them in smaller versions or even testers to even see if you like it before you make that big of a purchase.
So the new perfume is $175 for one bottle, and once again, that isn't a ton of perfume in there, and I would say she's probably selling it a lot more of a collector's item type than obviously just perfume, because, I mean, no one's gonna pay that much for just perfume. It's obviously something like you're really committed to her fan base if you pay for it.
Considering the fact that the last time the perfume was out, it was like $50 to $60. And on top of that, didn't she literally say every single time someone asked, hey, when's the Crybaby perfume coming back out again? And she's like, oh, sorry guys, this is like the people who made it are gone.
And usually when there's an overpriced item made by a celebrity or a person that has a large fan base, then it's usually the people that aren't in the fan base that are like mad and angry. Like this person, not in the fan base. She does not like what Melanie's accusations from the past have been about. Obviously does not support her. But this situation is a bit different than a lot other ones in the past because a lot of her fans are very mad about it. Like they are leaving the fandom and kind of throwing a tantrum on Twitter in a way. I don't even mean to like put it any plainer. I've just seen a lot of tweets pop up on Twitter of people writing like 5 paragraphs on why they don't support her anymore. And it's like, you're mad about perfume. Out of every single accusation, you're mad and you're leaving because of perfume. Okay. Not all the fans were mad, though. There were plenty that were just happy they could get something that was missing for so long. And as you can see, this fan just sprayed probably $30 worth of spray in 2 seconds. But let's see what she thinks about it. Because a lot of the fans say that it may be overpriced. Like, a ton of them are mad right now. They're like, it's so overpriced, but it's worth it because it smells so good. And it may be some kind of marketing like skit or strategy that Melanie like doesn't let people sniff it unless you buy the whole thing, because a lot of people, even people that don't support her in any way, have made TikToks and gotten quite a few likes talking about how badly they want to smell it. So it's kind of this interesting situation where so many people are mad at her, but at the same time they're like, oh, I want to smell it so bad even though I don't like you, or I'm leaving the fandom because of the price, but I really, really want to smell it.
I've never supported her. I never liked Melanie Martinez, but goddamn do I want to smell that stupid ass perfume. I'm never gonna spend the money to go get it because it's way too damn expensive. Plus, I don't want to support her. I don't like her. But her fucking fans hype up this perfume to like literally be the best smelling thing on the planet. Like
the TikTok we just saw before this proves her right on this. They do hype this specific one up. I wouldn't say they always hype it up. I remember a lot of them were mad. We're going to see this soon on her last perfume, the Portals perfume. A lot of them said that some of those perfumes stunk. Like, a lot of them were complaining. They bought the really, like, hundreds of dollars of the one with the head on top. They were mad. So they may not be, like, being dishonest. Maybe it does smell really, really good. So she may have a point here.
Better than any designer perfume ever. And I think the notes are like strawberry and milk and I don't know, other shit. It sounds like stuff I would genuinely like. So people that have smelled that perfume, is it good? Is it good or is it overhyped? I know it's definitely not worth the like $200 or whatever it takes to get it, but
And it is pretty insane, I will admit it, but the first time, and I want to say I have made multiple videos on Melanie's controversies and all of that, and on all of them I've remained unbiased, so I feel like I only kind of have to in this video. But I will say, while it is morally wrong for her to do this, because I mean, a lot of people view it as selfish to some extent, it is smart because her perfume instantly sold out. Like when she released this, it instantly sold out. So I mean, if her fans are gonna pay this much for it, I mean, from a, like, if you don't want to include morals, I mean, why not do it? Like, you can get more money than just charging $50, $60 for it. And let's look at the unboxing experience. I think it is a lot more creative than most perfumes. Once again, we're not talking about the other allegations in this video. Let's just focus on this, because once again, I'm not going to provide my opinion, because I'm going to get attacked either way, and I'm just not in the mood to talk about everything, because I'm not going to make an hour-long video to talk about everything. But anyway, you have to admit, from an unbiased perspective, that she does know how to market correctly. Like, compared to just a perfume bottle, she does a baby bottle. It's all these little designs around it, which we'll look at in a second, all these crazy little words, this literal scale, all this interesting stuff that would make it a great collectible item. Here's another example this person shows. Like, look at the confetti, and it is well designed, I will admit, so it does make sense that it became such a collectible item, because it is very, very unique.
Martinez just released another perfume, and this time it's even more expensive. And a lot of people are wondering, why are Melanie's perfumes selling for so much? But honestly, I wouldn't look at this as a perfume purchase and more as a collectible merch type of purchase. The first time Melanie released a perfume, it was Crybaby perfume, which has become infamous because of how expensive it's gotten.
And it is interesting because Melanie doesn't have a huge, like, she has a good, pretty solid, very, very, like, loud and vocal, very, very loud and vocal fan group, but they're not like huge in size. Like, she released a video and the music video got about 4 million views, which, like, that is an insane amount. She has some big hits in the past. She's gotten hits every once in a while. She blew up. Her Portals album went viral on TikTok. She definitely knows how to succeed, but overall, like, she isn't the biggest star, so why can she charge so much and sell it instantly? I mean, there's a lot of different explanations for it, but I think this girl provides the best possible one.
The Crybaby perfume originally sold for only like $50 for 75 milliliters. Now people are selling it from $800 to $1,200. The next time Melanie released a fragrance, it was the Portals collection, and each one of the Portals perfumes sells for $50, but for 15 milliliters.
I remember this. Like, I remember how mad people were about this. Same with the candles. Guys, remember when the handmade candles, that whole thing, her TikTok page was advertising for it, and there were tons of comments saying, Melanie, this is too much. We're your fans, but this is too much. This is kind of the same thing over and over again. Every time she releases merch, I swear the same thing happens, and then they just forget about it. Everyone forgets about it until it happens again.
Now, perfumes have gotten more expensive to make, but $50 for 15 mils is still pretty expensive. It's really there where we start to see these perfumes being used more as merch than an actual fragrance that people are going to wear. Because after you see how Melanie discontinued Crybaby, and that shot up in price, are you really going to use the Portals perfumes, or are you just going to keep them and hope that they appreciate and value the same way? I think a lot of people who are buying Melanie's new perfumes are hoping that they can cash in on a similar kind of hype that Crybaby had when it got discontinued and still has to this day.
I think that's where the theory that Melanie is low on money and needs money and wants and is money hungry is coming from, because yeah, she made it clear in the interview, nope, it's done. She said it multiple times, nope, we're done, we're not doing this anymore, it's such a beautiful thing, but it'll never exist again. But a lot of people are theorizing that all of a sudden she saw how much there was hype around it, how much they were selling for, and she's like, yeah, I can cash in. So honestly, I mean, from a business extent, why would she charge less? Like, compared to the eBay prices, I mean, that's not like an awful, like, sure, you could say it's greedy, it definitely is, it's not like viewing her fans first, but like, they sold out, like, she did it because she knew she could. From a business standpoint, it's like her fans were reselling it for thousands of dollars, half-used bottles for $2,000, I mean.
I feel like that clip of Abby Lee Miller going, Jojo, have you learned nothing? Because why is Melanie Martinez selling $82 perfumes that are this big in a 3D printed bottle? Each one is $82, so if you wanted all 4 of them, it's over, what, like, over $300. And if you wanted all 4 of the perfumes with both of the tote bags, which, by the way, are also $80, you're looking at a $500 purchase that I know her fans are going to buy, because there are still some diehard Melanie Martinez fans out there.
There are lots of fans who won't justify it and are like, yeah, I'm done, Melanie, kind of like they are every time she releases merch, and then they come back anyway. But there are still a lot of loyal ones saying, hey, it's bigger than the last one, which it is a little bit bigger. They are right. The newer one is a tiny bit bigger, so I guess you could make that argument. They're also saying things like she needs money to pay for her art, which I remember they used during the Portals thing. They have a lot of different reasons for why they're sticking with her, and they also say it's so much better than the eBay deals. But, like, I mean, if she charges $1,700 for it, is she being nicer than the eBay seller charging it for $2,000? I feel like that logic is a little bit flawed.
Now, there's two things here. Instead of the 75 milliliter bottle that it was back in 2016, it is now 100 milliliters. And instead of the $50 it is now $175. But yes, I bit the bullet because this has been a long time in the waiting. Now, if you didn't sign up for the waitlist and you did not get this email, I don't know when it is supposed to launch. I have no idea. I just freaked out and automatically hit pre-order and went and bought it.
And I did see a lot of negative videos about it and tons of negative comments saying she's saving up for court and stuff and all that different stuff and she's trying to get on bail and blah, 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 blah. But I did see, even though there was a lot of negativity, they still did sell out. And I'm not sure about Portals. I'm not sure if that sold out. Most of her stuff does. I'm pretty sure the candles sold out. Most of it does. I don't know how much stock she puts in because it is a collector's item. So in order to make it valuable and rare, she doesn't put a ton out in the first place. But yeah, these sold out instantly in like the first 24 hours. I must say that's impressive. Like, I'm gonna be honest, that you have a loyal following. She has a loyal following because even like that guy, he was a diehard fan of hers. He was like, yeah, I bit the bullet. He even admits like that is a pricey one, but he'll still do it because he really he looks up to her and he really values her.
Recently, Melanie Martinez decided to re-release her Crybaby Milk perfume. And I'm sorry, I have to call some things out about this. First of all, when it launched in like 2016, I think it was released. Hold on, let me fact check that. Yeah, it was first put out in 2016 and the original price was $50. Now she wants $175. To put into perspective, that's around like $40 more than this Kayali perfume and $5 less than this Burberry Her perfume.
And the fact that she sold out instantly, like, that is impressive. Maybe the stock was decently low, who knows? But she may have, like, not the largest fan base, but she has a loyal fan base. So overall, I must say, because I'm starting to run a pretty small business to help raise money for the Palestinian family I mentioned earlier, I must say, like, it is difficult to sell out in 24 hours. It's hard to do. No one does that. Like, you have to have, like, you have to be beloved among your people to sell, especially with prices like that she sells them for. That is insane. So I must give it to her. She knows how to run business.
No.
And because over the 10 years, these Crybaby bottles have become so valuable because they're such a limited amount and they supposedly weren't going to be restocked because the manufacturer shut down, lots of scams have been run. People have gone online and bragged about how they scammed hundreds of dollars out of other people on eBay because on Shein, you can buy like a rip-off version, I believe it's Shein, of her bottles. And a lot of people did that because they couldn't afford it. But a lot of them resold it. So, and reminder, they look identical. Shein looks literally just like it. Probably when you buy it, all of a sudden, you can tell, obviously. But when you sell it, like, you'll literally pay $700 and get a $20 bottle. It costs $20 on Shein. Here's a specific example I came across. Here it is. Me after reselling my Shein Crybaby perfume for $400. If you want to resell Crybaby perfumes, you can buy them from Shein for $35 and resell for $400. So they're advertising the scam and they're proud of it. Look how many bottles. It's clearly, like, they're not lying. There's no way, like, who can even afford? You'd have to have like 5 different devices to be able to buy that many. So yeah, clearly they are scamming people. And once again, some of these bottles on eBay, like, they look identical. So you don't know. If you go on eBay, you won't know until you get it. Like, and I don't know how easy it is to return it, how you can even prove it. You can be like, oh, I don't have the right one. How can you prove it? You know, it's all this complicated process and you end up losing money anyway. But seriously, like, that is insane. Especially if like a kid gets their parents to buy it. The kids might not know. I don't know how identical it really is. I thought maybe diehard fans would probably be able to tell eventually, but a kid may not. So just imagine being ripped off that much. You spend $400 and you get a $20 bottle. And fans are also fighting over the bottles, calling others greedy. These could be Shein, to be honest, because, I mean, who can afford 8? Name one person who can afford 8, especially younger people. Probably Melanie fans are usually fairly younger people. Obviously, like, most pop artists have younger people. But overall, like, 8 bottles is insane. And then they bragged about in the comments how they logged into different accounts in order to buy all these. And obviously, they're limited, so that means other fans will not get them. So a lot of fans were mad about this on Twitter and on other apps. But once again, like, this was one of the reasons why the fans are kind of going against each other. The other one is obviously some are tweeting out things like, I no longer support her because of this, and the other ones would be like, you were never loyal in the first place. So it really is a mess in the fandom.
Guys, I have heard the news. You guys keep on saying I'm gonna go out of business, but that's not how it works. The only reason why I sell samples is due to the original being a high price. And I was in fact paying thousands before, but now that it's getting restocked, I have lowered my prices for you guys to try it to see if you want to commit to the full price of the perfume. We don't know what that price will be yet. My goal in starting this business was to help people figure out if they want to commit to the full price of the original perfume.
Other fans have decided to start a business out of it because, once again, she doesn't offer, like, you can't smell it unless you buy the full thing, and as we know, kind of pricey. So this fan bought original eBay things and is reselling them. I think this is kind of nice to do. Like, if she's actually selling the right one, she may not be selling, she may accidentally be selling Shein perfumes, who knows? Or maybe she could be intentionally. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how much I would trust unless you literally buy it from Melanie. You wouldn't know because you can't smell the perfume before. You could be smelling a Shein one and be like, oh, this is kind of average, but whatever. So I just wouldn't buy from something like this, mainly because, I mean, she could so easily just spray in some random perfume because there's literally no way for you to know if she did or not. If it smells like strawberry, I mean, you're just going to have to say, is this hers? I mean, maybe.
But this one smells like strawberry shortcake toys. If you guys remember that smell of like the strawberry shortcake dolls and like how they smell. And this one kind of reminds me of like a floral white chocolate scent. I love wearing this. And I'm actually gonna get the body mist soon. But these two are just inspired, not at all like close, but I still like them. These two are my impressions or inspired scents. This is Alt Fragrances Strawberry Milkshake, and this is Oil Perfumery's Crybaby Milk Impression.
Other fans show different examples that they say smell like them, offering a cheaper alternative to fans that can't pay and just are too broke or don't have enough money, obviously, to pay for these perfumes. Understandably, because, once again, a lot of our fans are maybe 12, 14. A lot of them are kind of young, and as we know from their either minimum wage or no job, you don't exactly just have that money. It is kind of interesting how much discussion really opens about a perfume. Like, I don't even know much other, like, I couldn't name any other celebrity perfume because, I mean, they release it, it gets bought. I mean, there's no, like, discussion. But Melanie, every time she releases merch, there's so much discussion, so many arguments, so much, like, controversy surrounding it due to the prices, other things. People say it's created cheaply. All these complaints saying there's too little perfume, saying it smells bad. I instantly know about it, whether I follow any Melanie accounts or not. Melanie is likely annoyed by all the complaining going around, or that could be part of the marketing. Maybe she ups the price knowing it'll cause lots of discussion, more attention, and will make people be like, oh, it's valuable, so expensive, yeah, it's overpriced, but like, I need it because it'll sell out. Because once again, no matter how much she charges, it seems like everything sells well. And I think the candles are a great example because those, I remember it was literally the same thing. There were so many TikToks, so many people were furious. Even her comments under her TikTok, which her TikTok, it's always beloved. All her TikToks comments are just love, 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 and nothing but. But even her fans were mad. I remember her TikTok about the candles. They're all like, Melanie, this is too much. It was too much, yet they sold out completely. I remember people were talking about our website. You couldn't buy them anymore, like after like a few days, or maybe even a day. I don't remember specifically. But I mean, it's strange because everyone gets mad and there's so much negativity. They become infamous, but then they sell out. So it's like, I mean, it's working. They're selling. So why wouldn't you keep doing it from a business perspective? If it works, it works. I mean, sure, it makes people mad, but like, I mean, people are always going to be mad at her because she has so many controversies.
I finally bought a sample of the Melanie Martinez perfume because I was like, I'm not spending $1,000 on a fragrance, and I hate it. I don't know. I don't understand, like, why everybody wants this so badly.
And I have to be honest, if there's one celebrity, because I can't, once again, name any perfumes except for Melanie's, because so much controversy happens whenever she releases one, I have to admit, I'm curious. How good does it smell? I'm sure probably, obviously not enough for the price, but it must be really good because her fans do hype it up. And they are definitely tough on her when her perfumes smell bad, because I have seen during portals, a lot of them were saying, yeah, those ones sucked. So if I were to buy one, which obviously I'm not going to because I just don't want to spend money on something like perfume, that much on perfume, but I would buy the Crybaby if I were to get like one magical free perfume, because I am curious why it's so hyped. I'm guessing just because it's kind of a collector's item, it's probably less to do with the smell, but maybe it is as good as they're hyping it up to be. as you can see, there's a little F off on the top. You can just lift off the baby bottle, which it took me a minute because I'm dumb to figure out how you spray the bottle before I saw it. When I just saw the image, I was like, how do you spray that? Like, I thought you sprayed the top. And then I realized, oh, it's underneath. Oh, that makes more sense. And then there's like the scale thing that shows like dead and stuff. Like, it is a creative design. I will give it that. So it does make sense. And yes, I agree with that claim that girl made earlier, saying it's more of a collector's item. If I had to guess, yes, obviously I am curious because it is hyped up. I'm curious how good it really smells, but it definitely is a collector's item. It's definitely not made for, as she said, everyday use. I think Melanie wants to make like herself, like her brand, very valuable. And in order to do that, you kind of have to charge a high price, because if she charged $50 for these recent ones, then I mean, the value for them will go down a lot. Like $175, it's still better than like the eBay prices, but if she charged $50, think about it. Even though there is a limited amount, but I believe she's restocking, I could be wrong, it would still lower the value of the bottles because you can buy them for so cheaply. So maybe it's part of like, to keep this particular perfume line valuable, she has to charge more, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm a complete idiot, but think about it. Like, even if it's limited, imagine if Nike released like 1,000 shirts. Instead of charging their usual price, they charge $15, like what they charged in 1930. Like, the value would plummet for their stuff. So maybe that's what she's doing. She's trying to like make more money off of it, but she wants to keep it valuable because it is so valuable over these 10 years. So if you think about it once again on a business standpoint, sure, it would be really, really nice to her fans, but it makes sense because she's doing it because she can. She's doing it to keep this valuable.
Start off with the colourful part of this vial is the actual amount of liquid that you get in the perfume. This bit here is a plastic base and it doesn't have any liquid in it. Now it is time to actually test these out. I'm pretty excited to see if they are as good as people are saying, and I have a beautiful assistant to also give a second opinion. This is Kira. So the first one that we're going to be trying is Air of Clarity. This is kind of meant to be a kind of coconutty, vanilla-y smell. Every time you spray it, it's £2.60. How's that smell? Me wrong.
It smells like a generic Cold Lady perfume.
And maybe it doesn't even smell that good, the bottle. Maybe the fans just, like, they spent so much, they kind of convince themselves, this is so good, no one else has this. Yes, it smells good, and then they record it to, like, be like, yeah, I got this, and you guys don't. Look how good it smells. And when you buy any of these items, you aren't buying the perfume. People act, because it's a perfume item, they always say, like, she's selling it like you're buying the thing it comes in. Like, everyone's always showing out the bottle and stuff. Like, you're buying the item it's coming with. You're buying it at an extremely overpriced price, but you're not really buying perfume anymore.
Those of you mad that I bought the Crybaby Milk perfume due to allegations and speculation, let's talk about it. First, let's start with allegations does not mean true and factual. It is very important for these type of allegations to be proven. That girl went straight to the internet to say what happened to her, right? Instead of going to the police or going to file a report or do anything like that, press charges or whatnot. Not to mention the girl has previous history of saying that other people tended to do these things because, you know, she wants her 5 seconds of fame, but we're not going to go there. Do you know how many like women will sit there and accuse fathers of children or doing something to their children because they want full custody or they just don't like the father? Things like this and lying is so bad. It can ruin people's lives.
And another reason there was a lot of controversy was because a lot of ex-fans or people that never supported her were saying under all the comment sections of people who reviewed it, hey, you're supporting a you-know-what. Someone who did something awful. That controversy we haven't really discussed too much. We discussed in the last few videos, but most of you know by now because, I mean, who doesn't? Who knows Melanie Martinez? So a lot of fans were saying, hey, well, it's just an allegation. It's not really true like this person. So that was another reason why these perfumes were so controversial. It is funny to me because her fans are like die hard for her. Like, they don't care what controversy it is. You're an idiot, you're stupid, you're obsessed. If you talk about them, like, if you even talk about them, you're obsessed. I remember on Twitter, they went after me. They're gonna go after me for this video too, probably. But they went after me for just talking about it. I changed her hair color and they were mad about that too. So they go after, but they will leave the fandom. Like, a lot of them, the same people that attacked me for talking about it, were leaving the fandom because of the perfumes. Like, really? You're gonna leave because of perfumes out of everything? It's just, sometimes I feel like some of her fans choose random things to get mad about, but like if anyone else talks about the controversies, they get mad at them. And it is interesting because some of them, like, they will support her no matter what. Like, that person, they're like, yep, I'm sticking to it, I'm supporting her. Same person. This person was kind of like, as you saw earlier, was like, yeah, it is kind of pricey, but at the end of the day, they still ended up buying it. So a lot of fans are like, you know what, it is expensive, it is probably a little bit overpriced, but it's Melanie. I've been waiting. I wanted this. I'm going to get it. I mean, it's your money. You do what you want with it, I guess. If it makes you happy, you know what? You do what you want. Just be careful not to get scammed on eBay. And I've seen people try to resell her other merch. I'm not an expert, so don't come at me. I'm just estimating. Most of it, they can't resell it. Like, I've seen them try to sell it, and it's like, no, it's not really that valuable. So it does kind of make sense from a business standpoint why she'd want to stick with, like, keeping these expensive, keeping them valuable, even though, obviously, it's way, way, way overpriced. Because, once again, like, the posters, the doll toys, even the other perfumes, they just aren't worth what this one singular bottle is. This is single-handedly, like, for some reason, like, this is the thing that people want. And it is a cool design and stuff, but, like, what makes it worth $1,000? Because so many people are like, oh, I spent $1,000 and now she releases it. It's like, why would you buy it for $1,000? Because I've just seen so many different people with, and this isn't even targeted, like this is every single celebrity. People will buy tons of merch, tons of K-pop merch, tons of Melanie Martinez, tons of Billie Eilish, and then like in 5 years they'll be like, I don't want it anymore. I want to sell it, and then no one's gonna buy it except for maybe like one valuable thing. So I just don't understand, like, why do people, maybe it's a personal thing, but once again, like, usually your interest fades. Like, you get interested in something else. Like, I'm interested in stuff for like a month, and then I'm like interested in something else. Like, it doesn't stick for me usually. Maybe it'll come back sometime, but like, I just don't understand, like, you really have to be like sure. You should be, at least, especially if you're a kid, you should be sure that you want this forever if you're gonna buy it, because her merch is expensive. And if that makes you happy, I mean, you do you, but like, once again, like, if you think you're gonna resell this and it's gonna be valuable, usually it isn't. Like, the bottles, out of the hundreds of different things she's released, that happened to be the valuable thing. If you really think you're gonna luck out that much, you're probably not going to. And not all the bottles even sold. Like, not all of them sold. Some of them were for high prices, but they didn't sell. And if you are buying, because I know a few people are buying, a lot of just devoted fans, but some are buying it just to hope that it's somehow worth so much more than it was before and stuff, just know that you're kind of taking a gamble. If you are really buying it and not letting other people who really want it, you're just buying it because you think that you can cash out later, I mean, you likely won't. There's like a 1 in 100 chance that will happen, because once again, there's going to be tons of other ones competing with you, and who knows how much you'll even make. And I mean, she could restock it at any time now that she's introduced it. I mean, the chance of you making like a huge bank off of it is very, very unlikely. I mean, and even if you did, you'd have to wait another 10 years. I mean, it took a while for it to become valuable. So I just feel like people are overhyping something and just kind of thinking that it's going to do something that isn't, and Melanie kind of realizes that and uses it to her own advantage as a business owner would.
This one is just really warm and fruity, but this one tries to get it, but it comes off a little bit more clean, floral, versus like a Crybaby perfume milk, but I still like them. This is Miss Mimic 52. I think we all love her, know her, seen her, tried her even. But this is a very good, stable choice. This is a dupe for sure.
And obviously that's only, I don't know exactly, but I guess only a small percentage, because like clearly a lot of people like this girl are devoted. They love like buying it, smelling it, seeing like what Melanie really meant with this perfumes. Like, they're passionate about it, and they're not just doing it to resell it. But for those who like are not really committed and they either just like her, it's a very short phase, or they're trying to cash in, it just isn't a very smart option. Like, to pay that much, I'm just saying, like, right now, the chance of you cashing in and actually making a lot more is very unlikely. And this video wasn't made to come at the fans, it was simply to talk about this situation. So yeah, don't come for me on any app, please. I'm just gonna stay off Twitter, I think, for like 2 weeks now because of this. But anyway, obviously, like, as I've said before in former videos, Melanie Martinez is so good at one thing. Like, she's so good at being creative, and that's what she stands out in. No other celebrity or singer does it like she does. She's just unique. The two different hairstyles, the two different like haircuts, the black and the white, and the outfits, the like transforming into a different like creature, a different fairy. She knows how to market. She always has. So if you think she's just charging this much off of just, oh yeah, I'm just going to charge this much because this is the number I fell asleep and thought of. No, she's doing it as a very, very smart marketing tactic, and it's a lot more complicated than a lot of people just see. They just see it as, oh, she just woke up and decided this number. No, she's doing it because she can, because people on eBay told her she could. And in a world of so many people competing to be pop stars, I am so sick of influencers just randomly being like, I'm a pop star one day, and then that's all they do. Like, this is not targeted, I promise, because I see it every day. Like, an influencer I used to enjoy, I click on their page, they're like making awful, awful music. It's like, and that's all they do? It's like, no, not everyone's meant to be a pop star. But in a world where everyone's trying to be this thing, if you can stand out and be unique, that is a great marketing tactic. So I will give that to Melanie. She knows what she's doing. And if your stuff is valuable, I mean, why not cash in on it? Sure, is it greedy? Yes, obviously, but she's doing it because she can. And Melanie isn't someone that you hear like on the radio. She's not like Tate McRae. Like, you don't hear her constantly on the radio. You don't just go to like shows and she's playing in the background. But almost everyone on the internet knows who she is. And she's not even like the most popular artist. They're not top 5 popular artists. But she's famous because she's so good at being unique. And I think that's something people don't realize as much, especially influencers on social media desperately trying to become the next big thing, and then they fail miserably. Literally, all the influencers are doing it. It's making me so mad. Anyway, but they don't realize it. They just they tune in, make the most generic song. They're not bad, it's not bad, but it's so ununique. But Melanie's always realized, hey, I don't want to be like everyone else. I need to be unique. I need to be crazy. I need to be a little bit cringy, because that's what works. That's what's gonna make me get attention. And it worked. So Melanie does offer an interesting perspective for everyone, and if you look enough, you may see it. And it does lead to success, but it also leads to tons and tons of controversy whenever she releases something. But once again, at the end of the day, it leads to success. A lot of her own fans, not all of them, please don't come at me, a lot of her newer fans have been like, oh, she's a flop, 4 million views. Yeah, exactly. Maybe her newest numbers weren't the best or whatever. Maybe her music video didn't get a ton of views, but she sold perfumes and they instantly sold out. So her fan base may not be the biggest, once again, but they are loyal, and at the end of the day, maybe that's all you need to be successful. I am willing to bet the next time she releases something, this same thing is going to happen. People are going to just, to some extent, justifiably get pretty mad, be like, Melanie, why are you doing this to us? We love you, but we can't afford this. And then everything will sell out instantly. Whatever it is, it can be anything, and it will sell out. Because that's what she's done, and it seemed to pretty much always work. I mean, imagine having some random perfume that is so successful that Shein is making copies of it, and people are reselling Shein copies because they want to get rich. That is crazy. That is literally so crazy. Shein products, duplicating your item. I mean, I'm sure suing is too expensive and complicated, but seriously, that is insane. Shein is directly stealing your merch and then reselling it as I don't remember what they called it. It was Baby Who Cries or something really ridiculous. But overall, yes, it is an interesting, I think this is a pretty interesting controversy. It was definitely interesting to listen to. Whatever you thought of it, let me know in the comments. Please be respectful in the comments. Please be respectful. And I hope you have an awesome day, unless you're not respectful in the comments. And check out the sweatshirts.